Hello, welcome to Moist Nougat. I am the kid.
And I'm Dana Lee.
It's been a while since we recorded an episode.
Yeah.
I think July 30th was the last time we recorded.
Okay.
Dana Lee was in contract negotiations. For all intents and purposes, he was holding out
Oh, yeah.
until he got the money he wanted.
Oh, yeah.
So he gets another, 4 cents an episode?
Oh, at least. And there's other incentives, too. Like an unlimited amount of water.
Peanuts and coffee.
Yes. I like that.
I want to dedicate this episode to my little buddy Ringo.
Yeah.
We talked about our pets before, and we had to have them put down on August 15th. So that was part of taking time off and going through all that.
Sure.
But I'm not going to go on about that a whole lot because, there's no crying in podcasting.
Right.
We're doing a 1 month road trip. We each had to come up with a 1 month road trip, and it proved to be harder than I thought it was going to be.
It really makes you take into consideration a number of things. I mean, you have to really prove to yourself, number one, this is going to work.
Well, yeah, and you want people that actually do this kind of stuff, they plan for months.
Right. Right.
And we're trying to do it in a couple of days,
Yeah.
And I've got like 2 MapQuests open, or MapQuest, Google Maps.
Yeah.
One where I'm typing in like this place to this place and seeing what the mileage is, and the other one I'm just zeroing in on places and
Yep.
but I'll let you start it out. Where's your first stop? You're leaving home and you're going to where?
So I'm going to I'm staying in the boundaries of North Carolina. It's Maggie Valley, so up in the mountains.
Okay.
Maggie Valley, West Jefferson, and then the final stop is Asheville.
Okay.
And I allotted 3 days for that.
Okay.
So
yeah.
Because I figure, even though it's North Carolina and it's something we could always do a day trip if we wanted, but I figured at the start of a trip I'd want to allow a day in each place.
Right.
Hit that take your time mode and try to see, take your time and try to see everything.
Yeah, well, and I didn't go, because there's places you want to see along the way. You might, but I'm like, this is why I said it would take months to actually plan a trip like this, because you're going to go mile by mile and go, oh, I would like to see this.
Right.
So you got to pencil that in. And to do it in a month, but if you had unlimited time, it would be fun to do.
It would. That would be a blast.
I went to Champaign, Illinois.
Okay.
682-mile drive. I'm going to do it in one day. It's a long day.
That's a long day.
And I'm only going to spend one day there. But, yeah, I'm going up there to visit my buddy Dub.
Oh, okay.
Who actually got me into podcasting. And, he lives up there, so it'd be fun to go up there and just hang out for a day with him on my way to my next stop.
Right.
I bit off a bigger chunk of road than you did for my first day.
You know what? That gets you out there. That first day, 600, almost 700 miles.
Oh, you wait till I get to the end of my trip.
I just happened to, I like Underground Atlanta.
Yeah.
And,
well, we went there. That's the picture right there.
That's us. And so we're both wearing Penske hats, so that is 94, 95. That's either 95 or 1996.
Yeah.
The restaurant at the golf course. So I'm sure that is strictly for players, and they're close.
But they have the best damn meatballs.
No, not meatballs. Peach cobbler.
Yeah, well, Georgia peach. So
peach cobbler, with a great big mountainous scoop of.
I went from Champaign, Illinois to Deadwood, South Dakota.
Wow. Okay.
1,000-mile drive.
Yeah.
I'm not doing this in one day. I gave myself 2 days of travel for this one.
Right.
2 500-mile days. So it allows for, you want to stop somewhere along the way. You can't spend a lot of time, but you see something cool you want to stop at, a music store or whatever, like, I want to stop here, for a half hour or whatever.
So I leave Georgia, and I go to the western area of Florida. So basically, I mean, when you're already west when you're in Augusta.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much just not a straight shot, but so I'd be in the Destin, Florida area. So I allowed 3 days for this to go to Destin, to see the beaches there,
Right.
and and Fort Walton Beach and all that.
I went from Deadwood to Denver.
Oh, okay. That
Thr-
sounds like another good truck.
no, 377 miles.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
So 1 day travel, and it's not even a long day, so you could stop along the way and check some shit out.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I only allowed 4 days there.
Oh, okay.
As much as I wanted to spend more time there,
Right.
but what I would have really liked to have done was like the trip I took back in 97 or 98, whenever with Joe, as a matter of fact.
Oh, that's right. Joe was with you. Yeah.
Yeah, see a Broncos game, an Avalanche game.
Yeah.
Funny here though, I actually tried to like do October this year,
Yeah.
and like if I left on the 1st of October, the Broncos play I would have missed. I wouldn't have been there yet to see the Thursday night game because I wouldn't have gotten into town until like.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. If you're actually going to plan a trip, and you wanted to do things like that, I mean,
Yes.
you really have to spend some time
Yeah.
figuring shit out.
Oh yeah.
Because the way I did this is I picked the places I wanted to go.
Yeah.
I actually picked the places I wanted to go several times, and then had to like scratch places off because I was going mileage wise.
Yeah.
And how long it was going to take to drive, and then so I had all the drive time, and then it was like, all right, now how many days can I spend here, how many days can I spend here?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
Absolutely.
So
leaving the Destin area, and so I'm on to Crystal River and Tarpon Springs. The Tarpon Springs being Crystal River is kind of cool. That was one of the original glass bottom boat places you could take the ride.
Yeah.
Which is something I did somewhere in the mid to later 1950s. I remember being with my parents, and I was afraid to step down on the floor. I was up on the bench because the floor was glass.
Right.
And you could see the fish and everything, and it freaked me out, I guess, and I was afraid of it.
Oh.
So I was probably a little bit afraid of it, I'm sure. I got over it. I'm sure as a kid you get over that stuff, and then you want to dance on it,
Right. Yeah.
But I was probably like
once you realize it's not actual water that you're stepping on. It's
exactly. But I was probably like 5 or 6 years old.
So you're keeping it in the southeast so far.
Yeah.
North Carolina, Georgia, Florida.
Yeah. Yep.
And I went right straight west. You can tell where my heart's at.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Sorry, I didn't mean to kick your foot.
No, that's good.
I went. My next stop is Winslow, Arizona.
Oh sure. Yeah.
It's 711-mile drive.
Dang.
And I'm doing it in a day.
Right.
And I'm just going to get a hotel.
Yep.
But I don't. Well, because my other stop, it would have made it like over 1,000 miles.
Oh, which is where?
I'm not going to go there yet.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, I just wanted to go to Winslow, Arizona.
Right.
And stand on a corner. All right, we're back from our break. Dan Lee ended up in Naples, Florida. I ended up in Winslow, Arizona, standing on a corner.
Yeah.
I went from Winslow, Arizona to Tombstone, Arizona.
Great.
348 miles, so it's a one-day trip.
Yeah.
And I'm spending 6 days there.
Right. That is a very good choice.
Because all the times I've gone there, it was like you had 1 or 2 days, and it was like I just wanted to be in Tombstone the entire time.
Right.
But I'd like to go to like Bisbee.
Yep, Bisbee. I never did see Bisbee.
And they have Jeep tours and mine tours and
Great.
Just tool around. I'd probably spend the majority of my time in Tombstone.
Sure.
In full garb, I'm sure.
Definitely.
Might even rent a horse for the week.
Going through the Everglades. And what's great is it gives you. It's not that far, you know.
Yeah.
It's a Florida's not that wide, but
No.
it gives you a chance to stop at the Miccosukee Indian Reservation,
Yeah.
and that's a nice one. That's very nice. And I was there as a kid, long time ago. I took an airboat ride, and I watched. There was this one Indian man who was wrestling alligators,
Yeah.
and he won. I mean, he knew what he was doing. Can you imagine the bite you're going to get if you don't know what you're doing?
I'm not messing around with them.
Good Lord. Once those things chomp down on you, I don't think you get out from it.
I mean, the little lizards that run around, like, I don't mind them when I see them.
Yeah.
But, like, if they crawled on me, I'd probably, like, scream. So I'm not wrestling alligators for sure.
You don't know if they have teeth or not. But, yeah, the airboat ride to this day is one of the most fun things
I've never
ever
been
done.
on one, but, man, they look like a blast. But what
Oh,
scares
my
me is
God.
those, like, they're hauling ass through that stuff. And what if there's, like, a stump or something that, like,
Well,
that's not water I want to go flying into.
No, I know what you mean, but and what's kind of cool about that is if you look at a Florida state flag, there's a woman on the flag, and it's got like typical flags from way back when.
Right.
There's a lot of stuff happening on there, but she's a main part of the flag, and she's actually a Seminole Indian. There's a Seminole Indian woman on the state flag.
Yeah.
Well, I've got a snake. It's grown so big, I can't keep it anymore. I'm going to take it to the Everglades and drop it in.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody else gets the same idea, and those two snakes made up. And
Yeah. Next thing you
now-
know, there's a 16-foot freaking python.
and it's overrun.
You know, when you've seen it in all our travels. You know,
Sure.
you go by and you're like, "What the hell is that?" It's like some dinosaur park or something.
Yeah.
You're like, I get it. It's probably super hokey, but for like $2 or whatever, it's like.
Yeah.
But where are you going to park a big rig? You know,
Right.
But when you're in a car, you can just stop. Well, like, screw it, let's go.
But to me,
Let's go.
it's,
The world's largest cow or whatever. You
Yeah.
know? It's like, yeah, let's just stop and see it. Let's pay the $5 or whatever to just see this cow.
I'll guarantee you, if I had started hitting those places, instead of for 20 some years just going to the racetrack and driving by and going, oh, look at that.
Right? Yeah.
Can you imagine the salt and pepper shaker collection I'd have?
Oh my God.
I'd have salt and pepper shakers from everywhere.
You'd have to have another camper for your salt
Exactly.
and pepper shakers.
Really?
We didn't explain that the criteria for this trip was that it had to be at least 5 places that you went to,
Mm-hmm.
and it's supposed to be no more than 10. I've literally only got one more stop, so I'm going to let you go through a couple of yours. But like I said, I went out west, and you're kind of working. You're doing it like a normal person would do. You're working your way to where you want to go. Me, I just went.
Yeah. You're seeing the country, and I'm seeing part of the country. Once I hit Key Largo, I'm in the Keys. I'm there for 7 days.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I've never been. I mean, I've been to Key Largo, but I've never been any farther
Mm-hmm.
than that.
Yeah.
I never went to Key West or anything.
Yeah. I've stayed in Isla a few times. So you hit, there's 3 locations that you hit. I mean, there's lots of keys, individual keys.
Right.
There's lots of those. And so there's just a tremendous amount to see. And so your first big stop is Isla Mirada. Isla Mirada's okay, probably one of the best, I am not kidding, one of the best meals I ever ate in my life. We stopped. We went across the street from the hotel, and we just had so much fun in that restaurant. It was small in there, but
Yeah.
there was a bunch of us, all us NASCAR people, and we just had a good time sitting at a huge table. And we got our food, and we're all eating, and it's like somebody said, like, I think this is the best thing I've ever ate in my life. And everybody kind of like, it's not like you're getting caught up, and it's like I'm like, this is the best thing I've
What
ever.
kind of food was it?
It was, he had, because he came out. We gave him a standing ovation.
Oh yeah.
I am not kidding. It was funny.
So I guess on that note, we're going to call it an episode. Good to be back.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah.